It's a little different right now, not having the headphones.
I
Actually,
know.
it's almost like I
Yeah.
almost have to make sure that I'm in front of the mic.
I'm saying, yeah, apologies if we are
a little too
away
far
from
off
the
the
mic.
mic.
And I think we might talk over each other more without it. I'm curious.
Yeah.
That's like a big part of it.
That's definitely a big skill that I'm trying to learn,
I
because I
know.
love to talk over people.
You like
Because
talking,
I love talking, and it's not even about that. Like I'm just trying to rudely interrupt people.
Yeah.
It's more about that. Like when I'm trying to say something and I can't hear myself because someone else is talking, I
Yeah.
almost have to enhance my voice even more. Like it's almost like I'm yelling, but I'm never really yelling.
Yeah.
And it's also because I don't want the idea that
To,
I have
like,
in my head
lose
to
it.
fade out.
Yes,
'Cause
I get that.
I just feel like my ideas always fade out. I always come up with great ideas.
And then with like that's why I write everything down because I'm gonna just forget
really
it.
good.
I'm gonna forget it.
But yeah, I mean, circling back to that idea, Landlow Media.
Landlow Media.
Yeah,
How-
crazy how that came
How
about.
did it start? We're very close to our 3 years in
Yeah.
business. May 11th,
It is the
21st
21st
of
yeah.
April.
April. Wow, that's really coming up.
So yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
20 days away.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So how did it start? The cool thing is our partnership in some form of content creation business, whatever you want to call it, has started
way back.
in high school.
High school.
What, grade 11, 10?
No, not 10.
That's 11, eh?
Maybe 12.
Maybe
it was-
12.
Maybe that was the year where like I think that was
In the area, maybe even between.
maybe the end of grade 11.
Exactly.
And then it kind of
Somewhere
carried
around
off
there.
to grade 12.
Yeah.
12th grade, yeah. No, I think it would have been the grade 12, and then we went to university.
Okay.
Up to
Yeah,
Up to
yeah.
when I went to Carleton.
Yeah. But what was that? What was our first venture?
Okay, so honestly, we really dabbled into the media thing because we had that YouTube channel before the YouTube channel, we had a social media for JDM.
Yeah. JDM
Right.
training. This was in
Dot
high
training.
school. JDM dot training. Don't
Yeah.
forget it.
And then so we also had a YouTube channel similar to that, just longer format content,
Yeah.
more like vlog style. That's what was really popular back then.
Yeah. And it started like, so yeah, we'll discuss what JDM is. So basically, in high school, me, David, and our friend Joey
Yeah.
started a powerlifting gym type Instagram page where we talked about our training. Me and Joey competed in powerlifting. You were playing baseball and just
Yeah.
really into bodybuilding and training and
Yeah.
like Olympic lifting a little bit. Like you were just
Yeah.
really into the gym in general.
I basically just dabbled into everything.
in everything. You could post a video about power cleans one day and then curls the next day. Like,
Yeah.
whereas me and Joey were like, here's my training session for today. It was squat, bench, and these accessories with this sets, this reps at this weight. It was very
Yeah.
technical.
I was
And
very just versatile. I literally honestly, more than anything, the reason why I was going to the gym a lot was because I was just hanging out with you and Joey.
okay.
Because it was, and also in high school, I'm not even gonna lie to you, like you want to be the cool kid,
Yeah.
and then like being like the popular kid, you wanted to. I guess I needed but I wanted that like validation. So I just thought that like by going to the gym and just having this thing, I just felt like I was cool, like I was the one that was like working out, and not a lot of people were really working
Fair.
out
It's true.
back then, right?
Yeah. For me, it was like, I never really had a sport. Like you played baseball at the time. Like
Yeah.
I played football for a year. I played lacrosse for a year, but I was never like into a sport like crazy. And like
Yeah.
that kind of became my sport, powerlifting. Like
Okay,
that's what I
yeah.
trained for. That's what I competed in. And like, so it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so we ended up turning into a YouTube channel. I remember we'd like sit in your basement editing all together. It took
At
us
night,
hours to
yes.
edit a
And
video.
bro, we even was
using
connecting
iMovie.
Yeah, we were using iMovie.
Yeah.
We were using my MacBook and we plugged it into the TV for the monitor. Remember
Yeah,
that one time?
yeah,
And
I
we
do.
even bought pizza.
Yeah.
And you can't forget, bro. That also became a business when we started selling shirts.
Yes, because
Bro.
it got somewhat popular in our school. Like,
Yes.
it was doing decent, and like, yeah. So eventually, we decided to make some shirts. It was
Yeah.
crazy. So first of all, at the beginning, we all pooled our money together to buy a camera,
Bro, that was all my money.
everything.
That was
and
all
we were
my
so
money.
excited. We just bought this
Yeah.
little Sony A6000. Doesn't even
Yeah.
shoot 4K. It was like I forget what it was new, but now you can buy them for like $300.
Yeah. We got a tripod.
We bought a little Joby thing, but that thing sucked. But
No, we
the
even
tripod.
we even
Did
bought
we have
a
a
mic.
proper one?
We bought a mic too.
Yeah,
A Sony mic too. Yeah,
because it's the
yeah.
only one that worked with the A6000 because they didn't have an audio like a mic jack.
Yeah, that's correct.
But yes, so that worked. Then again down the line, we pulled our money together and got a bunch of shirts with JDM training on it.
Yeah.
Started selling them at school. We got some support. Still have shirts at my house that never sold.
You know what? We sold that after high school.
No.
It was.
You're sure?
I swear.
I'm so sure it was during.
No, it was after.
Like right at the end. You really think?
I think so. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
bro. Because I remember we would have those meetings at Carlton.
Okay.
And remember that we took like a selfie with, there was the three of us in the mirror.
Yeah.
And Joey got the white one, and then me and you had the
Yes.
black one because he wanted to stand out or
Yeah,
something. He
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
one by himself.
Yeah.
That was during university.
Okay, I think
Because I
you're
remember
right.
taking a Snapchat picture of myself, just taking a selfie and captioned, "This is a face of a man who invested all his money into something that he truly believes in."
Yeah.
If I,
Yeah.
I can find that photo, bro. I can find that photo.
Because the reason I thought we did it in school is because I know we had shirts in school of JDM. Because I can think of one picture where we're on the bleachers outside.
Yes.
And I think Joey's wearing a JDM shirt. So I think we made ourselves shirts. And then people were
Yes.
asking about it, and we made more for people to buy. I think that's what happened.
Because I'd have to really look in. Oh yes, that was during high school. We got it on Vistaprint.
Yes,
on the
and I had the
on the
little blue
polo
logo. Yeah,
pocket.
yeah.
Yes,
That's what it was.
Yes, I
love
remember that.
But yeah,
I
man,
remember-
it's crazy because like to this day, we still have friends that wear the shirts. I see like
I still have
some
those
buddies.
shirts.
I have a bunch in the wrapping with the JDM sticker in the
Yeah.
plastic.
And you know why I remember now?
Hmm.
The reason why we were able to make those shirts because Joey was actually gifted a logo for a Christmas, but I think it was Matt Asaf.
Oh my god!
I really think
And
it
that's
was
how we
him.
got our logo?
And that's how we got our logo.
Wow,
Yes,
it's crazy. It feels so long ago too.
because I remember we tried making a logo.
Yeah.
I tried putting.
Oh
so
my
much,
god! Yes, remember I traced a dude. Like there's
Yes.
a dude with a bar on his back, and I literally traced him,
And then-
muscles and all, to make
and then
that
on
our
the
logo.
bar that said JDM training,
And it did not work, bro.
Yeah, it did not
We
work.
tried
bro.
very hard.
It was, but you know what's crazy though is that like from the very beginning, we've always had that creative insight.
Yes, we
within
tried.
us.
We always wanted to do things ourselves. It was
Yes.
always we film, we edit, we design, we
Yes.
post everything.
Yes. Bro, I remember I
yeah.
tried learning animation because I
Wow.
wanted to get an intro. I
Okay.
wanted. Hold on. It's not anywhere because
Yeah.
it was in my old MacBook. But essentially, what I wanted, I don't know if you remember this, but I tried making an intro where it was like a rock and it would break, and then like inside would be like it would say JDM.training.
Damn.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
wild.
crazy. But yeah, from the very beginning, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
that we've always been creative, and I think that just carried on.
Yes,
after
of
JDM
course.
training.
Yeah, man.
Kind of dismantled.
But we jumped into it, and it was never like we've always had that business mindset. You know, like pretty early on, we were discussing what are the metrics we need to hit before the channel's monetized. Like we discussed selling merch. Like we wanted to turn it into a business in some
and
form.
we wanted to open up a gym.
Yes,
That was the
it's
thing.
true.
We wanted to open up a gym, and it
Yes.
never really happened.
It
but
never
I mean,
got that far.
never
but,
got that far, bro.
But you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
So today we had one of our friends in the studio to check it out. Our friend Cameron.
Yeah.
And he said today that he still will
Watching.
watch those videos before a workout. He's
That's
huge.
crazy.
He's like stronger than we ever were. He's
Will ever be.
He's big into training. Yeah. He's
A
crazy.
shout out to Cameron.
Cameron, my guy. He's
Yeah.
sick. But yeah, it's insane. It's crazy to even think that still exists, let
Bro.
alone like he watches it.
And people watching it wasn't even that crazy. What was crazy was when people recognized me. When people recognized me at Fit for Less,
Yes.
because I would always post videos on Instagram and I'd always tag Fit for Less.
Okay.
And so people would actually come up to me and was like, "Oh, like, are you?" It happened to me twice, and I felt so good, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
I low-key felt nice, but then I felt nice and I was like, oh, that was kind of creepy, but hey, that's
Yeah,
cool. But like,
it's weird,
I
but-
always had a conversation with people at the gym, but the
That's
fact that they
wild.
knew me because of like social
Yeah.
media was pretty cool.
Yeah, and a cool part of it for me was like I just kind of grew. I got to know the community at the gym we were at. Like as OAC, it doesn't exist. It closed during COVID, unfortunately, but that's where we trained, and that's where most of our videos are. And like it just kind of brought me into the community there, and I just knew everyone. Not that they found me through the videos, but they would ask questions, we would talk, and I just kind of gained a lot of friends through doing that. It was a lot of fun.
It was really bold, bro, because we would literally be filming before we do a set. We'd literally put a phone or a camera on a tripod. Yeah. And back then that wasn't really a thing.
Common.
That was
now
very
it's
uncommon.
Everywhere.
Yes.
But and even beyond that, sometimes we'd literally be sitting at our squat rack alone in the gym, like not all three of us, one of us there. Yeah. And I would just be in the gym like vlogging.
Yeah.
And people are just walking around me like it was out of my comfort zone for sure. But we just thought this is what you gotta do. This is the thing, and it was fun. And and then eventually, you know, that kind of faded. We all kind of, me and Joey stopped competing. We all just were a little less into lifting, and the page just kind of faded out, and that was fine. But we never lost the drive behind it or the creativity.
So for me, it kind of stopped. I mean, for you kind of carried on like the photography side of things, because you went to school, you went to Toronto. Yeah. And then for me, I kind of still fell in love with the video. I was making YouTube videos. I was making finance videos, right? And I still carried the business aspect side of things, and you kind of carry the creative side of things, right? With photography and whatnot, and you became like a freelancer at one point.
So that's where I went from JDM. There's just a gap in time. We were all in university. We were busy doing whatever, and I was in Toronto doing a business degree at college, and I guess business diploma, whatever. But I just needed some extra cash. So then I was like, I have this camera, I know how to use it. So I'm gonna just post an ad on Kijiji saying I'll do photos. And like, I got a job doing like product photos of a watch and like just a bunch of really random stuff. Eventually I started like connecting with some Amazon sellers, and they would just send me stuff to take photos of. And so that's kind of where I went with it, and just was doing that for a while. You were doing your YouTube, like
I was really into finance. I was really into personal finance and like just business in general. I was really doing a lot of stocks, and I was really deep into it. And I figured that, hey, listen, like I remember I used to make videos. Why not make videos with finance?
Exactly.
And so I started
just make it about what I'm into right now.
Exactly. That's always been me, bro. Exactly. Anything that I'm interested in, I've always wanted to.
I want to share it.
I want to share it. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, we're the same in that way. But then I don't know where this came about, but somehow around the same time, me and you both got into drop shipping separately, which was really interesting.
So how that came about was during COVID.
Okay.
That came about COVID. But prior to that, I kind of understood what drop shipping was and like Amazon FBA.
It was becoming popular.
I had a buddy who was really into Amazon FBA. He's really deep into it, Steve. And so during COVID,
actually, before we started Landlow, Steve was a client of mine as a freelancer. I took photos of one of his products for Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I connected you guys.
Yes.
I connected you guys.
Yeah. Because you knew about the Amazon FBA side, and you knew him.
Exactly.
You knew that I did photos. Yeah. And we did that, and so that was pretty cool. That's quite a connection.
And then we both got into dropshipping. Was I the first one?
I think you were.
I think I was, and then
I think you were.
But I just gotta understand, because like when you went to Toronto, this is actually all fresh. Me just trying to refresh my memory. When you went to Toronto, we kind of stopped talking
a bit. Yeah,
we stopped like after
because we didn't have JDM. Like there wasn't much that we were doing together. Yeah. So we kind of stopped for a while until I got back.
No, but I just remember you were doing your drop shipping while you were still in Toronto. You did that, and I was doing that, and we were going back and forth because we were kind of like sharing ideas with logos and kind of like how should I market this?
Is this ad good? We were sending ads back and forth. And
yes, because I remember you were doing one with like, it was like a toy with a dog toy, and I think I made your logo.
I think so.
Yeah. So and you were really good with the photos, and I was really good with. I got into like graphic design.
Exactly.
I really got into graphic design.
But again, another example of these are all things we could hire out, but we always just wanted to do things ourselves. Take our own photos, make our own websites,
Yes.
make our own ads, logos, all of it.
And but that's the thing too, though. Back then, for me personally, I didn't really think that was possible because first of all, budget wise,
Yes.
But I just knew that I had to do everything.
Yeah.
But then what was great about that is that like I kind of just learned the entire thing.
Yeah, we
And
developed
then-
the skills. We learned the pain points. We learned
Exactly.
like how hard it is, how time consuming it is.
Marketing it,
It's-
coming up
it's-
with a
and
good product.
You do all that. You spend all this
Ads.
time. You make this great stuff, and then the ads don't work, and it's a waste. It's all just thrown in the trash, and you try again. Like,
And
it's
yeah,
tough.
so I remember we were going back and forth and whatnot. And then I just remember, bro, I swear to God, I just remember it was the night before. This is when you and I were just almost talking every day about drop shipping and
Yeah.
whatnot. And this is when you were still in Toronto. I
Okay.
remember this is when you were still
Yes.
in Toronto, but you were still planning. You were planning on coming back to Ottawa.
yeah,
Okay.
because COVID and
It was COVID.
School
Yes,
was
this
online.
It was
and-
peak COVID.
Yeah.
And then so I just remember like, yo, like Mason and I just have like really such a great teamwork together. Why don't we just come together and just build something?
Yeah.
And when I said build something, I didn't even really know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, when we first started discussing it, I think we were talking about doing a drop shipping together, like continuing the drop shipping,
Which
but
we
together.
did. Yes. Yeah. And that's exactly, I think that's what we did. We did drop shipping together.
Was that like the massage thing, or like the?
No, that
what
was the
it?
claw. The button,
Yes.
yes.
Oh my
so we
God.
Yeah, that product
The
was
COVID
basically
product.
Yeah, so
That's
basically
so
that
funny.
product was like you put in your keychain,
Yep.
so you can open door, press button.
I'm
so
sure
that there
everyone
was,
saw it. It was saturated as fuck. Like
Exactly.
we were late on that one.
No, we were kind of actually early. It's just that
Yeah, it
we
was-
didn't have that much money to put
Yes,
on
that's true.
advertising.
Yeah.
On advertising. But yeah, so I just remember I was just writing on the board on like I remember I was like really trying to like sell myself. I was like, hey, what are the things that I can like bring value to Mason for him to want to agree with working with us? And I
Okay.
remember I called you like, hey, oh no, I texted you, was like, hey, can you go on FaceTime? I have big news for you and
Yeah,
whatnot. And then
yeah.
like we went on FaceTime and then I told you this whole idea and then I was all written on my whiteboard and then you said, yo, I'm down.
Yeah.
And then when you said you were down, I was like, I was so hyped. And then, yeah, and then we started our drop shipping.
Yeah. The Vid
Drop
Claw
shipping.
was called.
Yes, we started drop shipping.
crazy.
And then we realized that drop shipping wasn't really our thing. But one thing
Yes.
that you and I came together with was that we both liked the process.
We like the entire process, but we were never able to find huge success in the end, like
Yes,
selling it
yes.
once it's all done. But we
Yeah.
like taking the photos, making the logos, making the websites.
Making the ads and
Yes.
filming them and
Yes.
pushing them out and all that stuff. And so
And
that's, yeah.
we also realized like all of that you can do yourself. But then once it comes to actually running the ads, we
Yeah.
just didn't have the budget. We could
didn't have the
never
budget.
actually have the budget to test multiple creatives and scale. And you need a budget to be able to really put that through and like,
Yeah, and what
find
was great
success.
about that whole thing between you doing your own drop shipping and me doing my own drop shipping was that you and I kind of like learned similar things. You knew how to run
Yes.
ads, I knew how to run
Yes.
ads. You knew how to make your own creative, I knew how to make my own creative.
And we'd already
We had
worked
the sa-
together
Exactly.
in-
So we had the same ideas,
Yeah.
right? We had the same skill set. And then so we just kind of just combined it
Yeah.
and then figured that, hey, why don't we just offer this service
yes,
to other people?
all the things we've been doing for ourselves, instead of selling products, using those to sell products, we'll just do those for other people selling products. That was the
Exactly.
plan. It was
Exactly.
like, yeah, that was how it started. That was day one. And like from there, it just kind of grew and pivoted and we started working on the website, started
Well,
making
first-
social media.
Tell them how we got the name Landlo Media.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So for yeah.
Very creative. So basically, we were running through a bunch of different stuff. You know, the
Yeah.
classic process of finding a name. It's hard. Like
It's hard, very
trying
hard.
things. You know, like just talking about
Trying to make it
capital
cool.
this because
Yeah.
we're in Ottawa or
Yeah.
whatever. Like Apex or just
Yeah,
cool words
cool,
and
yeah.
whatever. And like nothing was really clicking for us.
Yeah.
So but one thing that we wanted from the start that we said is we want something that like doesn't exist.
That
Like when you
doesn't
search
exist.
this word. It's not like
doesn't-
5 different things that come up and we're one of them. Like it's a
Yeah.
new thing. That's
Yeah.
what we wanted.
Because the idea behind that was that it's not really about the name or the logo. It's about what you make out of the name
Exactly.
and or the logo.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of these businesses, for example, Facebook, what is like Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
Like people are like,
Actually
no,
kinda
like
makes sense.
it kind of makes sense, but
But no, you're right though.
but, like,
Nike is
when
a
you-
good example.
Yeah, like Nike.
What is a Nike?
Well, Nike is actually a goddess. It's a Greek
Damn it.
goddess.
So they make
It's
sense.
actually a Greek goddess. Yeah, yeah. And then the
What's a
swoosh line-
Google? What's a Google? There you go.
Exactly.
There
What
you
is
go.
a Google? I don't know. Google. What's Google?
What's
You
a
know?
Bing?
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not really about the logo or the name. It's about
Yeah.
what you make out of it. So we
100%.
figured, hey, listen, we can just come up with something very unique.
Yeah.
And then, but coming up with something unique was also really hard.
It was.
So then we just
So
decided.
we started combining our names
Yeah.
in different forms, last names, first names, whatever, and eventually we were down to two.
Yeah.
One was Lanlo Media,
And then-
LAN from Landers, my
Yeah.
last name, LLO from Castillo from your last name,
Yeah.
and then the other option was Caster Media,
Yeah.
which was the reverse.
Which was
Cast from Castillo and from
Yeah,
Landers.
Casters Media.
So
or
it was
something, yeah.
between the two.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know why we
just
ended up
rolled
going
better.
with Lanlo, but I'm happy we did.
Yeah.
Through media on the back because we're media production.
Media
we
production.
create marketing content.
But you know what's crazy though?
Hmm.
Is that even though we were in the digital agency marketing niche, I didn't really know what we were, bro. Like when
No.
we started the business, I didn't know what we were.
Because the reason why is we, in theory, technically we're a marketing agency.
Yes.
But when you look up marketing agencies, their main service is running ads.
No,
and
of
that's
course.
essentially the one thing we don't do.
Exactly, but marketing agency, there's a lot of, it branches out to so
Yes.
many things, right? So, but that's what I was just saying is
But
that
that's
like,
why it was confusing. It's
Very
because
confusing.
everyone under that name does one thing and
Yeah.
we don't. So it's like, are we even in that category? Do we
But
fit?
no, what I was saying is like I didn't even know that was like a thing. Bro.
Okay.
I didn't know a marketing
I
agency was
see.
a thing. Is what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like you may have known, but I
Yes.
didn't.
You just
And-
knew we're going to provide these services.
Exactly. So
I know what you mean.
Exactly, and so that's why in the beginning we were like we wanted to be a jack of all trades.
Yes.
we really wanted to do consulting. We wanted to do photos, videos,
Yeah.
website, graphic design, logo
And
design.
Actually, right at the start, we did have advertising, like ad
Yes.
management as a service.
yes, we
And
did.
Yeah, we were just trying to be everything, trying to just solve every problem, which,
Yeah.
as most people recognize, is just not usually
Not
the
great.
successful way to go about business. You find your niche, you find what you're really good at, and you
Yeah.
just do that forever. Like you,
You do
get
that,
good at it.
Not that you do it forever.
Yes, that was not
it's
what I
just
meant.
it's just about like getting good at it.
Yeah.
Being able to be good enough so that you can actually provide great service,
Yes.
and then once you're really good at that thing, then you can
branch,
expand and
exactly.
you branch out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you're doing everything, bro, when you're providing 10 different services, you're competing with other people who's providing
Yeah,
one service
exactly.
that's doing it
Or the
24/7.
pro at that.
Exactly. So it's
Exactly.
impossible to compete. You're spreading yourself too thin. But when
Yeah.
we started, we just thought that like we wanted the most customers possible.
Yes, we thought that was like, well, if we just stick to this, then we're losing all these other
Exactly.
customers. But that's not the way to look at it. We
Yeah.
were looking at it from a scarcity mindset that there's only so many clients out there. But in reality, especially with a service that you can do virtually,
Yeah.
like it's unlimited. Even if we were limited to just Ottawa,
Yeah.
we could never run out of clients. Like there are so
Absolutely.
many businesses everywhere
Of course,
that need marketing.
There's a lot of work that still need to be done.
Always.
You know?
But let's talk about the logo.
yeah.
How did we come up with that?
Oh man. So
Go grab it.
okay, continue with that.
Yes. So the logo, again, same as the name, really, really hard. Like we tried so many different things. Like same as JDM, where we just were drawing stuff. We were like looking up other agencies, what they do, and like just trying to come up with something. And then we took a step back and we're just thinking, like, what do we do? What is our
Yes.
purpose? And we put it into a couple words. We solve problems. We solve complicated problems.
Exactly.
That is our goal.
So just like a Rubik's cube, if like any business, when you first look at it, it looks very intimidating, just like any business,
Yes.
right? And so we figured that like, but there's always a way to solve something. As difficult it may be, as difficult as it seem to be, there's always a solution.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured that we should be a Rubik's cube.
That's where the idea
Yeah.
came from.
And
Some
then
formation of a Rubik's Cube.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
that's like the concept, a complicated problem that you can solve. And when you solve, it's this
Yeah.
beautiful thing that's
Yeah.
just so beautiful to
And-
look at. And
And not only solve, but but it's not just about solving a problem, but solving a problem in multiple different ways.
Yes,
right.
from
there's
multiple
not,
angles.
There's not only one way to solve a problem, and that's one thing about okay, I'm not gonna go into this rat hole.
Yeah.
But rabbit hole, rabbit hole. But that's just like that's one thing I didn't like about school was because they would always say that there's only one way to solve a problem, right? If you didn't get it right the way they wanted it to
Yes.
be, you were wrong.
You could get it right, but if you didn't do it the right way, it's a
it
problem.
was wrong. You could have came up with the same answer.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the Rubik's Cube really symbolizes that there is multiple ways of solving a problem.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I still don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I
That's-
actually bought this during COVID.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was watching too much stuff online that I
Yeah.
needed to detach from like my screen.
Yeah.
And so I figured I'd get a
Something
Rubik's Cube.
physical to do.
Exactly. So I'm trying to solve the Rubik's Cube without trying to figure out the rules.
You
without
like looking it up. Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think I've figured it out. But I just haven't really
You
tried.
can do one side pretty quick, but then it gets crazy.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so that was it. And then at first it looked like this. I think I have some photos.
Yes,
It first
where it
looked
was
like
a
this.
3-layer.
Yeah, and then it looked too ugly. And then we removed one layer. So
Yeah.
it kind of looked like that.
And we also want it to be a little more abstract. Like it came from the Rubik's Cube, but we
Yeah.
want it to become its own thing. That's
Exactly.
the goal. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's the story of Landlow Media. That's how we started. Like
Yeah.
there's so much more in between there. So many learning curves. Like we're on our second website. We're on our fourth space, like studio.
Yeah.
Technically.
Not even a second website, bro. This is like the third website that we've done.
Because we had the one with like the iPad and the apps.
That was the
on
first
it.
one.
Yeah.
And then the second one was like the
yes.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So this is our third website.
This is the third one.
And technically, it'll be on the same domain, but the studio will be our fourth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much pivoting, so much growing, so much learning. Crazy
There's
time.
always lots to learn, bro. And the last thing I want to leave with is
Yeah.
that like if there's ever anything that you want to do, just do it. Don't be so hypercritical about yourself, thinking that it's not perfect.
Yes.
Because listen, our very first project is nowhere as good as our
Oh my
last
God.
project.
How
right?
about we tell you, one of our first clients was this like tongue scraper thing, right?
Yeah.
And we needed to do some lifestyle shots in a bathroom.
Yeah.
And our bathrooms weren't that nice at our houses, our
Yeah.
parents' houses.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we went to a Home Depot.
No,
or a
that was Lowe's. We went
a
to Lowe's, yes.
And we went to the bathroom section where they have sinks on display and stuff and little tabletops and stuff. And we literally did a shoot at Lowe's.
Yeah.
Opening drawers, putting them in there, like
That's
putting them in the
crazy.
sink. Like,
You gotta be resourceful.
Yeah.
And that's all I gotta say is like when you wanna do something, just do it. Don't be so hypercritical thinking that like is not good enough.
Yes.
Because your first one will never be good enough.
it'll never
Your
end.
first one will not be
Yes.
as good as your second one. Your second one is not gonna be as good as
Exactly.
your third one.
Your
But in order
100th
for you to
one
get that,
will not be as good as your 101st. Like,
Exactly.
It will always get better. So like,
you just have to do it.
just do it.
You
Don't
just gotta
overthink
do it. Like right now, bro, our studio, bro.
Yes.
We went from my bedroom
Yeah.
to a studio in my apartment to this space, and this space is amazing. But
Yeah.
all I can tell you right now is that like our fourth space is nowhere
Yeah.
gonna be as good as this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this one is nowhere.
This is our fourth.
yeah,
Technically.
yeah. So our fifth space is gonna be so much better
Yeah,
than this one. This is
exactly.
gonna be nothing compared to our fifth space.
Exactly.
So it's about just making progress.
Yeah.
And
And the cool thing about that is like we're in a time where people want to see the progress. So like
Yeah.
like maybe if you don't feel a project is ready, then be posting about you getting it ready and the
Yeah.
challenges you're facing and like so there's always something you can do to begin the thing and
Yeah.
eventually it will become what you envision, but you can't just like say nobody gets to know about it until it's perfect. And
exactly. And
it's-
sometimes it becomes better than what you envision.
it does.
It really-
and
it's happened to
posting
us
about
multiple
it
times.
helps you learn and realize and get feedback, and that helps you move forward. So
Mm-hmm.
like you can't just sit like even with these podcasts we're trying to do, like
yeah.
we tried to kind of sit down and say, what are we going to talk about? Okay, that's the topic. So we'll say these things. And it's like, wait. Like if we overthink this,
Yeah.
we just lose it all. So we
Just
got
lose
to,
it all.
let's
Yeah.
just do it. Let's
There's
just
a
turn it
beauty.
on.
There's a beauty of just doing it right there and then.
Yeah.
You know, obviously be calculated.
Yes.
But
Be strategic, but don't
yeah,
like lock yourself up in overthinking.
exactly. You know what that's called? Paralysis by analysis.
Yes.
When you can't do anything because you're over analyzing everything.
Exactly.
So don't get too caught up on that.
yeah.
So I just wanted to leave that
It's a beautiful,
out there.
beautiful
But
thing.
yeah, no, I'm just the reason why I say that because, bro, if we can do it, anybody
Yes.
can, bro.
And yeah,
So,
if you just like look back at where we started, like it's not anywhere near it where we are now. And if we decided that these aren't good enough, so let's just not even do it, then
we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Bro, all I can say right now is that this wouldn't have been possible if we had given up when things were tough.
oh my God,
We wouldn't be where we are right now if we had given up when things got tough.
there's no chance.
Right? Because there's been 10 and hundreds of times where we should have given up,
Yeah.
where we could have given up, where it was easier to give up than to keep going.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
I can think of one specific story I'm very excited to tell.
Yeah, no, oh yeah. I
it's-
think I know what you're talking about, but yeah,
Yes.
no, absolutely. But anyway,
yep.
that wraps it up for today.
That is the story of Landlow Media. That's the story of me and David in
Yeah.
our business ventures. And honestly, I could see down the line, like as Landlow grows and as our team grows, like there being new adventures that
course.
are
This is just the
completely
beginning.
different. Like
This is just the beginning. my
it's just
friend.
something we're into. It's something we like doing, something we find pride in and we have fun with is making businesses, being creative,
Yeah.
just making stuff happen.
Yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely. That's true facts.
Yup. All right. Deuces.